I'm backing up my truck, I'm gonna hook it up, loading up my boat with all my gear. I've been working hard all week, trying to make ends meet, spending time wishing I was fishing. Whoa, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing. Gather up your gear and come along. Whoa, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing.
This is Terry Wickstrom. Join Karen Cullum, Greg Clajo, and me as we take you to some of our favorite fishing spots from Colorado to Minnesota, the Arctic Circle to Central America and beyond. As we revisit episodes of Mountain States Fishing and Angling Adventures Television on the best of fishing with Terry Wickstrom.
Your adventure to Baker's Narrows Lodge begins as you head northwest from Winnipeg, Manitoba, towards the Manitoba-Saskatchewan border. Your flight will take you over miles of forest, rock, and an abundance of lakes to the edge of the Canadian Shield area at Flin Flon, Manitoba. At the airport, you will be greeted by our friendly staff who will assist you with your luggage and drive you the short drive to Baker's Narrows Lodge. Upon arriving at Baker's Narrows Lodge, we ask you to check in at our office situated down the lane. Here you will be greeted and assigned your cabin where you will spend your stay with us. A brief orientation will take place here by one of our friendly staff, and all questions pertaining to your account status, flyouts, and special needs will be answered. Now it's time to get settled. We have developed our cabins with your comfort and safety in mind. Each cabin accommodates 4 very comfortably, with showers, toilets, and sink making up the bathroom, satellite television, microwaves, coffee makers, alarm clocks, barbecues, fridges, and kitchenettes to fill almost every need. Each cabin is 2-bedroom with a pull-out hide-a-bed where required. All cabins have their own private deck and fire pits to accommodate those relaxing evenings sitting by the fire. Once settled in, your fishing adventures await you. But before you go, head to our store to make sure you have all those last-minute needs. Our store carries almost all of the gear you require on your stay with us. Rods, reels, leaders, spinners, spoons, jigs, and other fishing rigs are stocked year-round at very competitive prices. Bait is also available in several forms, and don't forget, Manitoba is barbless fishing. Licenses, both regular and conservation, are available, as well as your favorite alcoholic beverage. Let's go fishing! Our boats are waiting at the dock. 4-stroke, 18 to 30 horsepower engine mounted on clean 16 to 18 foot deep V-boats with flat floors and swivel seats. Paddles, net, anchor, emergency kit, map, and life preservers are all standard equipment, and don't forget the fish finders. After a briefing on how to operate our boats, you are at your leisure, free to fish Lake Athapathiscow's many bays, islands, reefs, and river inlets for great northern lake trout and walleye in season. Whitefish, perch, and eel powder burbot are other species you might catch as well. During your stay, you will only have time to explore a small portion of Athapathiscow's hundreds of miles of shoreline, making a return trip as interesting as the first. Even with unlimited boat fuel, you won't see it all.
Hey, we're out here. Our adventure today takes us to Baker's Narrows Lodge in Manitoba. I almost said northern Manitoba, but it's more west central Manitoba, right?
Well, it is on the western side of Manitoba, Terry. We are located around the Saskatchewan-Manitoba border, and
If you're looking on a map, it's the town of Flin Flon.
that's right. We are 380 air miles northwest of Winnipeg, or it's about a 6-hour drive from Winnipeg.
You are highway accessible. We
Yes,
flew
we
up
are.
here. We're up here. We're going to experience Baker's Narrow. Tell me the name of the lake because I'll screw it up.
It's Lake Athapapaskow.
Lake Athapapaskow.
Athapapaskow. It's Cree
Right.
for rock all around.
And that's what it is. It's a Canadian Shield Lake. In addition to this, we're surrounded by lakes, as you'll see, that we can fly to and drive to. Now, this is drive-to access, but it's remote enough where there is a town here, but there's a huge, huge body of water, and there's flyout lakes all around. We're up here for this show. We're really going after. You got some incredible pike fishing up here. We got some incredible lake trout fishing and walleye fishing and pike fishing. We're going to concentrate on the pike fishing on today's TV show. Try to grab a little of the other fishing. Maybe
right.
do a little walleye, a little lake trout fishing. But you have trophy fisheries in all those categories.
Yes, we do, Terry. We've held some world records on this lake for lake trout.
63 pounds.
63-pound lake trout. Held the world record for 33 years.
What's the biggest pike to come out of this area?
We've got pike, trophy pike ranging from 40 up to 48, 50 inches,
We're going to get out and show you some of that fishing, and we're going to tell you more about Baker's Narrow Lodge, so stay with us for our adventure in Manitoba fishing. There. Yeah, just a nice toothy pike, but good action and lots of fun. That's one of the things about fishing here at Baker's Narrows is you never know what you're going to get. Still a nice chunky pike that keeps the action going. You know,
You just had them lift there, Terry.
a couple days ago, we were looking for walleyes, but a couple days ago when it was raining, we couldn't film. My producer, Karen Cullum, decided to jig for walleyes, and she caught a 44-inch pike that must have weighed 25 or more pounds. So the thing about fishing here at Baker's Narrows is that you never know. You know, we've had some great pike fishing. We've been here. We've had some great lake trout fishing. We're trying to get some walleyes, which should be easy to do, but the action never stops.
That's right. We got it all here at Baker's Narrows Lodge. We're located on Lake Athapapaskow.
Well, I'll tell you what, the diversity of fishing here, Brett, is really what makes this so phenomenal. At one time, a world record lake trout came out of this lake.
Yes, we held the world's largest lake trout on this lake for over 33 years, Terry.
And how big was that?
That was over 64 pounds.
Oh, my
you know.
Lord.
Yeah,
Just the thought of a 60-pound lake trout. And you know there's more big fish in here.
Yeah, 30s, 40s, and 50s are caught every year. So.
And you know, you can't, I've been up here just for a couple days, and you can't touch on all the fishing. And obviously at different times of the year, different species are more active and easier to catch, and there's a different bite. We've hit the pike just right. Now we're trying for some walleyes. We'll see how that works out. We may or may not get some. We've caught a bunch. We're trying to get some big ones.
That's right.
And we've caught some lake trout. We haven't got that huge one yet, but we've caught a bunch of lake trout. But the thing is that in this lake, with all the different species and the potential for trophy in walleyes, pike, and lake trout, that at any time, well, no matter what you're doing, you saw that I'm jigging for walleyes, that could have easily been another 40-inch pike.
That's exactly right.
Or a 30-pound lake trout.
Yeah, you know, when you're fishing this lake, you can pretty much do something different every day that you're here. And that's what we like about it. We give our guests the diversity that they need to have a great trip, you know.
Yeah, it's just, it's a tremendous, tremendous place. And I just, you know, the thing is, you get, even when you're jigging for walleyes, every time you get a major bite, your heart just pumps a little bit because you really don't know what you're going to land. Now, it could be a trophy, anything, or it could be just another great fish, I mean, like that, and just having fun. Well, let's get back and see if we can find those walleyes.
That's great. Nothing wrong with this one at all. Yeah, we got a beauty. Now, Lake Athapap has held 2 world records for lake trout. We've got just some beautiful lake trout fishing here. The lake trout are still up in the shallows, you know, and basically you're just fishing for them like you fish for Northern Pike. Flashy spoon, you know. He might just decide he wants to run for a bit. Oh, look at that. Look at that lake trout. Karen, would you look at that? Look at that lake trout. That is a beauty.
He's a good one.
He's just hooked though. He's just hooked. You're gonna have to.
Easy. Easy.
Take it easy, take it easy.
There you go. All right.
Never fails, you know. You get them in the net and the hook pops out of their mouth.
Oh yeah, he was just hooked there.
Okay.
Beauty.
All right. We'll put him back to the deep blue waters of Lake Athapapaska.
You know, Brett, when we met you at the sports show in Denver, one of the things that really kind of hit home with us is, you know, we get to go to a lot of places and we like to try to choose ones where we think is going to be a good atmosphere. And the fact that this is really a family-run facility. I mean, your family, from your mom and dad down to you and your brothers, are really involved in it.
That's right, Terry. Yeah, it's we're a family-run business, and we are at our lodge running it 24/7. You know, so all our guests receive that personal touch from the family. You know?
I mean, you do the flying. You're a pilot.
That's correct. Yeah.
Take the flyouts, and one of your brothers is a guide.
Mm-hmm.
Really notice there is that family atmosphere there. I mean, you can tell when you're interacting with each other and the guests too that you do it as a family.
Yeah, we do. You know, it's we took this on this lodge on back a few years ago as a family, and we've been working really hard the last few years to get it up to where we want it to be, and so we'd like to think that our guests receive our close attention when they're here.
Well, I think it really comes through. The family atmosphere really does come through staying here, and that really just makes it a nicer stay. You feel at home, and you guys treat everybody so well, and it's really just a great atmosphere.
You bet.
Oh, I got one! I got one!
Oh, a nice walleye. Oh, look at that fish. Nice fish. Oh, beautiful walleye. Don't lose that. It's beautiful. Oh, yes. All right. Whoa, look at that. Wow. Whoa, look at that. Nice, nice fish. Another nice walleye? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Whoa, nice fish. Nice, nice walleye. That's a good fish. Awesome fish, awesome fish. Well, that's too big to keep. You're gonna have to let it go.
As the loons awaken you to another beautiful morning, another adventure awaits you. 10 to 20 minutes will take you and your guide from the dock and the comforts of our lodge to where few have the privilege to go. We are talking about flyouts into the backcountry. Our float planes will ferry you to one of our remote lakes for a day of action-packed fishing. Walleye, northern, and lake trout are again just some of the species available. 14 to 16-foot boats with 10 to 20 horsepower motors will be waiting for you at your destination. This is truly a trip that all our guests talk about for months to come. Don't forget the shore lunch.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
This is a beauty.
Look at that.
This is a beauty.
I'm gonna grab the net.
Yeah, net, this is beauty.
Yeah.
This is the one we've been fishing for today. He won't fit in that net.
Ah, look at that.
Oh!
Yeah.
This is the one we've been looking for today, folks.
You got him, Terry?
I got him.
Okay, there you go.
Manitoba Pike. Baker's Narrows.
Good job,
Big
Terry.
female pike. Whoa, heavy, heavy fish. Let's get this one back in the water. We don't want to hurt it. We want her to be here when you come up and fish. But let me tell you, folks, this is why you do it, because every cast you make can be this fish.
That's
Let's
great,
get it
isn't
back
it? Let's
in-
get
oh.
her back in the water.
You bet. Oh, man. Oh. Here she goes. Just starting to get her equilibrium back. Oh, there she goes.
You bet. Congratulations. Good
Wow.
job, sir.
Oh, hey, what a day. What a day.
Beautiful out here.
What a place.
Oh,
You know, does life get much better than this?
only during shore lunch.
All right, well, it's about time to head over to shore lunch.
You betcha.
It's set up
so that they can come up on a variety of plans. So they can come up and all-inclusive, where all the food, everything's provided, fully guided with flyouts at one end of the spectrum. To the other end of the spectrum, you provide just cabins. You can tow your own boat up because you get road access to the main lake. Just pay nightly for a cabin. You've got cooking facilities at the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, we've got lighthouse keeping plans, we've got deluxe American plans, we've got outpost packages, and we have what we call a Canadian wilderness package. Whereas if you want to get out into the wilderness and tent on your own, we can fly you up to one of our remote lakes with boat and motor cache on it. We'll leave you there for a couple, 3 days, and you can go out there and have a really good time with your own crew and enjoy yourself.
Well, that's another thing too, great boats, and you've got, if you stay at the lodge, you've got access to a boat 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And in some parts of the summer, 20 hours of that is daylight, so you can fish as much as you want. You can fish fully guided, but a lot of people maybe get a guide for one day, a fly out for one day, and then they go on their own and just explore the lake. The fishing is great, and they can go at their own schedule.
Yeah.
I also notice a lot of people tow their own boats up.
They do. We have good launch facilities and whatnot at the lodge, and there's a great blacktop all the way up to us. So Athapap is really well equipped for people who want to come up and bring some of their own gear, because let's face it, when you got good gear, you want to use it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's just a little one. Oh, nice little trout though.
Oh yeah, look at that. I'm just gonna snag him with the net. There we go.
There we go. All right, here.
There's a nice little trout.
Oh, just
a good one. Another nice eater.
And let me tell you how easy it was to catch this, folks. We're sitting here. And nice eating-sized trout. We'll get the hook. Boy, I guess I did a pretty good job of setting the hook.
Yeah, that's in there pretty good, Terry.
I was worried about him on a slide rod. Let's get him back in the water.
Okay.
It's time now for Terry's tackle tip of the week.
We're sitting here, I got a tube jig rigged up, and we've actually been casting for pike, but I have my other rod rigged. We drifted over this deeper hole. He said, hey, I see fish on the bottom. I said, well, let's drop this tube jig down. I love these tube jigs for lake trout.
And I'm just rigging up for another northern.
Yeah, I just got done unhooking a pike that I had got one. We just got done, and that's how the fishing is here, folks. In between the times when you're fishing, you're catching fish.
That's right.
And it just boom. And all I did is took this and just dropped it down there, worked it, pumped it up twice. And the only reason I knew I had a hit is it didn't go back down to bottom. No pull. So as soon as it didn't go back down to bottom, I just reeled it and set the hook, because those lake trout got such hard mouths.
Yeah.
And that sharp hook, that's, by the way, I have these specially poured on an eagle claw hook. And it just, you saw the way it penetrated.
Yeah, it went in there right in
like
there.
That.
You betcha. That's the thing about those trout, is you got to set that hook hard.
Yeah,
you can set them a couple, 3 times and get it in there good, because they will spit them.
And all it was is like this. I got a Berkeley power tube on here. I set it down to bottom just like this.
Yeah, just going down.
And we get it down there. And you got to watch when they go down. You got to test it right away, because a lot of times they'll hit it when it goes down. If you don't have anything on it, then I drop it down to bottom again. Figure out where the bottom's right there. Now I'm going to rig a couple inches. Now I pop that up. When I pop that tube up, it spirals down like a dying fish, and I follow it with my lure. I know how far down it's going. If my rod doesn't go all the way back down to the bottom, set the hook. It's a deadly way. When it's calm like this and you can fish those lake trout,
it's nice just to be able to drift around and touch bottom with them and see what's there.
It's fantastic.
That was Terry's tackle tip for this week, and now back to more angling adventures.
There we go.
Oh, you got one? Yep. There's a fight on.
Yeah.
There's a fight. I'll get this one in.
Oh, man.
What do you got there?
Well, I think it's another pike. Either that or it's a freight train. I'm not sure. Boy, it just took it and ran. It's amazing how vicious these hits can be. That was 5 feet from the boat, and it just started peeling line.
You know, I'm I'm gonna start to get a little grumpy if you keep catching all these big fish on me. Look at that back.
Oh, this is a heavy fish. This is a big fish. Are we gonna be able to net it, or do we need the handle on it? Will it fit in that net?
I'm gonna do my best.
Can you net it head first? Yeah.
Yes!
Oh, and the lure came out just as you netted it. Let me see if I can get the lure out before we... Oh, he's gonna kick. I'll get him.
He's gonna kick the snot out of you.
That is a monster. This fish, I don't know how long it is, folks, but this fish is so wide I can't even believe it. Oh, I can't lift it. Oh my God.
I got your rod.
Look at this fish, folks. Manitoba pike. Oh my God. I caught 2 big fish today, and this one is just dwarfing the others. Unbelievable. And I don't know how long it is, folks, but that may be the biggest around pike I've ever caught in my life. It's just got a gut on it. I'm gonna get this fish back in the water, folks, but tell you what, Baker's Narrows Lodge, Manitoba pike, 3 fish like this in one day, and I don't know how many others. You can come up here and enjoy fishing like this too. Give them a call. It's awesome, awesome. I hope you enjoyed watching our trip to Baker's Narrows Lodge in Manitoba, just outside of the town of Flin Flon, as much as we enjoyed sharing it with you. I mean, keep it in mind if you're looking for a great fishing experience, and make sure you join us for another angling adventure.